Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. A number of analysts who have been expecting another steep drop in crypto prices are rethinking that perspective lately. And I'm going to highlight a perspective from one in particular who is very well known in the world of crypto. And so many are now thinking that it's much more probable that the bottom is in. Not that anything's guaranteed, and not that any of the analysts that I follow think with 100% certainty that's the case, but in terms of what's probable, it just becomes increasingly clear that's what's most likely, at least. And also, I got to tell you this too at the outset of the video. There has been an insane number of people jumping into XRP for the first time. It's been kind of like a steady trend, but it's interesting how many new people jump in anytime there's a bit of a frenzy, even if for a short period of time. For example, in recent days, there have been on average probably a little over 1,000 new XRP accounts created on the XRP ledger. And that spiked by over 50% recently when XRP jumped by whatever it was, about 12% in a matter of like a couple hours or so just the other day, jumped up to closer to like 15 to 1,600. And it's just interesting to see that activity. And that's why I'm thinking, like, you just wait until we enter face melting season, which has been a long time coming, admittedly, but I think it's a virtual inevitability. And by the way, when I say that there's 1,500 people, recently, that's what it jumped up to, understand that, and I said wallets ago, it doesn't mean that there's only 1,500 people. I think that most people that buy XRP, many of them maybe not buying particularly big amounts, but it all adds up. And I think most people are just buying XRP, keeping it on an exchange, and not moving it to cold storage. And also I wanted to share with you, a former Ripple customer, MoneyGram, is jumping into crypto heavily. And I'll share with you what they're doing now, but it's also kind of a shame that Ripple isn't a part of it since, the SEC destroyed that business relationship, at least for now. But before going further ado, and to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. So I record this XRP's at 49 cents, Bitcoin above 21,000 at 21,347, market cap at a little over $1 trillion, Bitcoin dominance 37.76%. So it's been about the same for most of the last 30 days. It's down a hair within the last few days. And then the crypto fear and greed index actually up though. So it's at 38 out of 100, indicating, yes, the lovable little clueless lemmings out there, they're still in fear, but they're in less fear than yesterday. Yesterday they were at 30 out of 100. Again, today at 38 out of 100. And I wanted to share with you this. You guys remember Plan B, right? I've highlighted his stuff from time to time over the years. He's most famous for having been the first to apply the stock-to-flow model to Bitcoin specifically. He does seem to be a bit of a Bitcoin maxi, but whatever it is, what it is. You can't be right about everything in life. That's fine. But the stock-to-flow model, it followed for a while, and then it seems to just be off. Like, his models, pretty much all of them look like they're broken to this point, but he's not quite given up on all of them. And so he tweeted out the following, and given the fact that he's got 1.8 million followers and people are paying attention to him, I thought I'd at least mention this because I haven't highlighted him on my channel in a long time. But here's what he shared. This is a chart showing the Bitcoin 200-week moving average. And he wrote, "Yes, I missed the top and $100,000. But it's not like nothing happened after my March 2019 stock-to-flow article / prediction. Bitcoin pumped from $4,000, which is the last blue dot in 2019, where I'm circling here. And he says Bitcoin, Bitcoin pumped from 4,000, again, the last blue dot, but into 2019, before the halving to $60,000 after the halving, which would be the red dot in 2021. So you can see this up here where I'm circling now for those of you looking at the screen. And he says, that brings us to today. 6 blue dots in 2024 halving on the radar. And so even if his model's off, even if by tens of thousands of dollars, okay, fine. I'm not saying that I necessarily buy into stock-to-flow model, especially as, we get to this point where each subsequent halving is going to mean that much less because, there's a max supply of 21 million Bitcoin. Over 19 million have already been mined. So if you cut in half the already very low production, like each time you do that, it's going to mean that much less. So the model's going to break at some point if it hasn't already, no matter what. Like that's the way that I look at it. But you can see here to this point, anytime you get to where we're in the blue dot territory, those are bottoms. That is where we are right now. It's just one more indicator, one more thing to consider. Then there's this tweet from Income Shark. He says, Bitcoin has been bottomed since June. That's a fact and not an opinion. That's over 4 months of bottom being in. Whether it's just a local bottom or an actual bottom is what is up for debate. So yes, my plan since June hasn't changed since the bottom has still held. Yeah, and fair enough point. And that's why I keep saying, in terms of what's probable, I think it's in. Or it's very close. And unless there's a wild card event, which I acknowledge could happen, I think what's probable is that's it. And the reason that I'm coming to that conclusion is it's just based on previous human activity in crypto markets. And I'd be more confident in this statement, though, if we didn't have the crazy, tumultuous situation on a macro scale, because we haven't, like, crypto's never been tested in an environment like this. So to be perfectly honest, so that's why, I do think that's the most probable, but if not for the macro environment, I'd be even more confident, just to be honest. And then there's Peter Brandt here in this Crypto Basic article. Peter Brandt takes a U-turn on Bitcoin, says another sharp decline may not happen. And he's most famous for having called, in the world of crypto, the bottom of the, he first called the top of the Bitcoin bubble in late 2017, and then he called the bottom, which occurred about a year later, December 15th. He called both of those pretty spot on, so he's got a bit of a notoriety in the world of crypto, let's say. And the piece reads as follows. In a tweet on Friday, veteran trader Peter Brandt has taken a U-turn on his previous Bitcoin prediction. While he does not explicitly state the reason for this change in outlook, he asserts that the leading crypto asset may not experience another steep price drop. However, he still expects it to trend lower for some time. Notably, the veteran trader expressed a rising optimism by reviving a picture of himself with laser eyes. According to the trader, while it is not yet time to pull out the laser eyes, he is considering incandescent vision for now, showing mild optimism. And so he wrote the following on Twitter. Thoughts on Bitcoin. Trend lower, but I'm thinking another sharp decline may not happen. For now, I'm considering incandescent vision, but will transition to LED, then laser vision as warranted. So it's certainly an inevitability. So why are things not playing out like you'd expect historically in October and November, which are a couple of the best months historically in terms of crypto price action, including Bitcoin? Well, how have you seen global markets? Equity's not so hot, my friend. So when you're in this type of macro environment, it's not surprising to see that, these months that are historically really good, they haven't popped yet. Doesn't mean that they can't, and I never pretend to know, but I'm just saying, when you just consider everything that's happening, it doesn't sound that crazy. And then there's this. And now this was from 2021, so MoneyGram, they've been out of a relationship with Ripple for some time. They had a happy, loving relationship, and then the SEC came in and destroyed it by suing Ripple, effectively shutting down the partnership. It was a useless partnership at that point, and so they had no plans of breaking up, but as a result, they did. And they had a contract, they had a multi-year contract, and they both agreed, okay, well, there's nothing we can do with this, so let's just end it early. We both agree it doesn't make sense, and maybe we could revisit it in the future. Well, what happened then? Well, MoneyGram decided to partner with Stellar, which, and that's fine. The partnership, a lot of people were kind of, initially the gut reaction, and I understand it, were kind of upset. And I'm still upset just because the Ripple relationship was destroyed. But as far as the thing with Stellar, it's not the same type of partnership. It's not positioning Stellar Lumens XLM as a bridge currency. That's not what they're seeking to do. Not even close. But MoneyGram understands that crypto is the future, and so they want to just continue to integrate into that. And so they ended up setting up a program where you can basically help get in and out of crypto. That's basically it. Set up rails. It has nothing to do with a bridge currency there. And they're increasingly jumping into crypto, and not a single XRP in sight. Look at this brand new headline from November 3rd. Payments giant MoneyGram enables Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin trading on app. Folks, Litecoin? I'm not against I hold Litecoin. That's the second crypto I ever bought. I still hold it from back in 2017. And I'm just saying, man, Litecoin over XRP, but can you blame them, really? Piece reads as follows. Check this out. Payments company MoneyGram is rolling out a new service that allows consumers to buy, sell, and hold crypto assets using the company's mobile app. So pause. MoneyGram, they're seeking new revenue streams. Their business model is going to shift to an insane degree, I believe, in the coming years. In particular, if you look like a decade or two out, their whole business model is going to be upended. So they're finding new ways to make money. They do have enough time to transition, so that's good. They're evolving. But it sounds like they're partly becoming a cryptocurrency exchange. So not offering XRP, but I believe that they would in the future. I mean, fine, they're starting with just a few cryptocurrencies dipping the toes in the water, but Litecoin over XRP, I just see that. I'm just shaking my head and I'm just blaming the SEC for it, frankly. But they're out here in a statement. The money transfer giant says the MoneyGram app's crypto trading feature will support Bitcoin, ETH, and Litecoin and is now available to customers in nearly all U.S. states and the District of Columbia. Says MoneyGram chairman and CEO Alex Holmes, quote, "We see crypto and digital currencies as another input and output option. As a next step in the evolution of MoneyGram, we're thrilled to provide our customers with access to a trusted and easy-to-use platform to securely buy, sell, and hold select cryptocurrencies," end quote. So there you go. Once this is settled, don't be surprised. That'll just be another place where XRP can be traded, and I still think XRP is going to be relisted the world over. In the meantime, it grinds my gears, folks. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because if anything I say are right, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.